So our next topic is job sequencing problem. Sequencing problem. So what is sequencing problem? So the main objective of sequencing problem is to find the sequence out of n factorial power n possible sequences which minimizes the total elapsed time. That means the time from start of the first job to completion of the last job performed through m machines. So here let us consider there are n jobs to perform one at a time on each of m different machines. The order of machines is which each job should be performed and expected processing time of each job on each machine are known. There will be n factorial over m possible sequence are there. So here some assumptions are in the sequencing problem, that is only one job is processed on a machine at a time. No machine can process more than one job at a time. Okay, and the processing times are known and do not change. And the next one is each job once started on a machine must be completed before any another job is going to perform. The time required to change the jobs from one machine to another machine is negligible, and there is only one type of each type of machine. No passing rule should be followed strictly. That means the same sequence of jobs is maintained on each machine. So let us suppose we are having n jobs are processed through the two machines A and B in the order AB. Then each job should go first to machine A, then only they go to machine B. So this is the basic definition and as some assumptions of sequencing problem. So another basic concept here, the processing time. So processing time means it is the time required to finish a job on a machine. And another one is idle time. Idle time on a machine. This is the time during which a machine does not have a job to process. And the next one is total elapsed time. So total elapsed time means this is the time between starting the first job and completing the last job, including the idle time. Okay, these are the basic terminology of sequencing problem. So whenever the job sequencing problem there are three types of problems should be there, that is n jobs, two machines, and n jobs, three machines, and n jobs, k machines. These are the three types of problem in job sequencing problem. So n jobs, two machines, this problem can be solved by using Johnson algorithm. Johnson algorithm. Okay, and n job three machines also using Johnson algorithm, some without some modifications, and these n jobs k machines also using the Johnson algorithm. So we are having the problems n jobs two machines, n jobs three machines. Okay, so this is a sequencing problem is very difficult, in practically impossible. Hence The Johnson and Bellman adopted a method to find the solution without considering the all possible sequences. So we are getting here n factorial over m possible sequences, but some method is there that is discovered by Johnson and Bellman to solution without considering the all possible sequences. So let us see one example problem so that we can understand. So this is an example problem of n jobs, 2 machines, right? So only 2 machines are given and the processing times are given. Here the 5 jobs are there. So here asking a question, determine a sequence for the 5 jobs that will minimize the total elapsed time. So we need to minimize the total elapsed time. So the first step is we need to find the order of the jobs and machines. So here 5 jobs are there, 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4 5. So we need to find now the sequence of the jobs, so which we want to assign in some sequence. So now find the total processing times. We need to find the minimum processing time. So here the total processing times we are having, the minimum processing time is 1. So that is on machine A for job 2, right? So we need to assign when machine A is having the minimum processing time. So we need to assign the job to the right side. So here job 2 J2, I am assigning job 2 to the right side because the machine A is having the minimum processing time. Okay, so job 2 is assigned, right? So when job 2 is assigned, we need to strike off this job 2, right? So now again find the minimum processing time, right? So here minimum processing time is on machine B job 1. So when machine B having the minimum time, you need to assign that into left hand side. So job 1 J1, so J1, so J1 is assigned here for machine B. So whenever we are having machine A, we need to assign right side. Whenever having machine B minimum processing time, we need to assign left side. Okay, so J1 is assigned, this need to cancel, and the remaining, the minimum processing time is 3, that is machine A, that is job 4. So J4 is assigned for machine A na? So this is for assigned right side. So J4 assigned to here. So J4 is cancelled. So remaining processing times are here. Minimum processing time is 4. So 4 is on machine B. So the job is 5, J5. So machine B means we need to assign to the left hand side. So J5. Okay. So only remaining is there, that is J3. So J3 need to write here. So we are getting some sequencing, that is J2, J4, J3, J5, J1. This is the sequence. Means second job should be first performed, fourth job, then third job, then fifth job, then first job should be performed on machine A and machine B, right? So this is the sequence of the given problem. Second job, first, fourth, third, 5 and 1. These are the sequence of the given problem. Now we need to find the time in timeouts and ideal time for the given problem. So now first we have to know time in timeout for machine A, right? So machine A processing times are, these are processing times. Now the initial time for machine A, first machine is 0 always. First machine is always 0, the initial timing. So next on machine A, job 2 is performing first, so that processing time is on job 2 machine A, the processing time is 1, right? So that means we need to add this 0 plus 1 is equals to 1, right? So now the timer of first second job is the starting time in for job 4, that is we need to write here this one here. Now timeout, so timeout is 1 plus this time including, then the job 4 on machine A, job 4 the timing is machine A, job 4 timing is processing time is 3, so 1 plus 3 is equals to 4. So this 4 should be writing here, coming here, because the last timing out of then the starting time of the other job. So 4. Now job 3 the processing time is, job 3 processing time of machine A is 9, right? So 4 plus 9 is equals to 13, then 13 here. Same job 5, job 5 machine time is 10, 13 plus 10 is equals to 23. Then job 1 on machine A, job 1 processing time is 5, so this 23 comes here, then 23 plus 5 is equals to 28. So this is the timings of machine A. Now we need to come in for machine B. So these are the machine B processing times. So now timing, so timing is first whenever we are entering the machine B, the last timeout of the first second job is 1, so here the time is 1. Now timeout, timeout is check here machine B time job 2, machine B job 2 the timing is 6, so 1 plus 6 is equals to 7, this 7 should come here. Then job 4 machine B, job 4 machine B timing is 8, so 7 plus 8 is 15, then this 15 comes here. Then job 3 timing is on machine B 7, 15 plus 7 is equals to 22. So here our total timeout is 22. So what should we have doing previously whatever timeout timing is the time in for the next job, right? So here 22 is the timeout for the job 3. So now we need to start from 22 to for the job 5, but here see timeout of machine B, time out of machine A is more than, so at that time we need to go this timeout for time in for machine B. Okay, so here 22 is the minimum of 23, so we need to start from 23, right? So 23 plus 4 is equals to 27. So here 27, 28 is there, so again the minimum is here again 27, so we need to go here from 28. So whichever is the maximum value from these both, we need to write that value here in machine B. So in machine A we need to write by defaultly whatever we are having, right? So 1, 4, 13, 23, right? So but here we are writing same as 7, Maximum of 4 comma 7 is 7. 13 comma 15 maximum is 15, so then write 15. 22 comma 23 maximum value is 23, right? So 23 we need to write. 27 comma 28 maximum value is again 28, so we are writing 28. For particular we need to check on machine B only. So here 28 on machine 1 job B, the timing is 2. 28 plus 2 is equals to 30. So this is the completion of machine B. Now we need to find the idle time. How to find idle time? 1 minus, so first one is 1 minus 0 is 1. 1 minus 0 is 1. Then so initial idle time will be always 1 for any kind of problem in sequencing problem. So this is the timing now. So machine B time is the first idle time of the problem. Then 7 minus 7 0, 15 minus 15 0, 22, 23 minus 22 1, 28 minus 27 also 1, right? So the total idle time is here 3 hours. So we need to find now the 3 minimum elapsed time and idle time for machine A and idle time for machine B. So we are finding idle time for machine B in the last table, that is 3 hours, right? So one answer is covered. 3 hours is the idle time for machine B. Now minimum total elapsed time. So total elapsed time means, so the last time of machine B, time out of machine B is 30, right? So this is the total elapsed time, 30 hours. Okay, next, now idle time for machine A we need to find. So the formula is total elapsed time minus, so the last job time out of a machine A. So total elapsed time is, which means this one 30 minus the last job means on machine A, time out of machine A. So the last job is job 1 and the time is 28 hours. So 28, so that is equals to 2 hours. So the idle time for machine A is 2 hours, right? So this is an example problem for n jobs, 2 machines.